question. Have you ever feel like happy after eating a good meal? Or have you ever feel sleepy after eating a lot of meat? That's because food is more important than tasting. Food is a fuel for your body. And today we are going to talk about how to give your body the best fuel ever. So let me start with why foods matter. Your body is like a car or a machine. It needs the right kind of fuel to work well. If you eat a good food, you will have more energy, better focus, strong muscles, and happy tummy. That's why learning about nutrition is so important. Nutrition means how food helps your body to stay healthy. The second, we are going to see how I categorize 5 categories of food helpers. The first category is a carbohydrate. Carbohydrate contain cassavas, contain irish potatoes that help your bodies it give your bodies a strength. The second one is protein. In protein we have eggs, we have fish, we have beans and so on. And protein helps to build your bodies. The third is fat. Your body needs some fat to stay healthy. In fact, the good example of fat, we have a nut, we have oil, avocado, and so on. The fourth one is vitamin and minerals. These are small but super important. They help your muscles, skin, eyes, and more. You get them from colorful fruits and vegetables. The fifth one is water. Water, your body loves the water so much. It keeps you cool, clean. If you eat healthy food most of the time, your body will feel great. But guess what? You can still eat cookies or sometimes. It's okay. Just try to eat a healthy food, that junk food. That I call balanced diet. Healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. Here are some easy fun ideas. Try new fruit this week. Drink water instead of soda one day. Eat colorful fruits with a green lid and yellow fruits. Pack a small healthy snacks for school or work. Listen to your body. If food makes you feel strong and happy, it's a good choice. So, you remember, you are what you eat. If you want to feel awesome, eat awesome food. Your body will thank you. Be curious. Try new foods and take care of yourself. You are strong, you are smart, you are worth it. Let's eat well and feel great. So, let's just welcome other members and they are going to show you how if you don't eat your food very well will affect your body.
Thank you. I'm here to present about the disease, deficiency disease caused by malnutrition. And the first one is marasmus, and I'm going to talk more about it. What is marasmus and the causes and some signs and symptoms and how can be prevented. So marasmus is a disease caused by not eating enough food, especially not eating calories and the proteins. So it mostly affects the babies and young children who are very poor or who don't have enough food to eat. So marasmus happens when the children does not get enough food, that they fast and enough protein. But the enough food, I can say, especially the carbohydrates and fats, and about the proteins which help the body to grow and stay strong. Usually happens in the places where there is poverty and the war or natural disasters. People don't know about the good nutrition, and this there is some symptoms and how the victim is affected or is looking like. The skin is there is the very skin body with bony bones showing. The second one is loss or and sagging the skin. So the fourth one is big and sad looking eyes. The fifth one is dry skin and brittle hair. And the sixth one is always tired, crying, or not active. And the last one, you may stop glowing or lose weight. About what happens inside the body, because the child is not getting energy and protein, the body starts to use its own fat and muscles to stay alive. The second one, the growth slows down. And the third one is blood and organs do not work well. This is I'm going to talk about also how is marasmus treated. Good news, marasmus can be treated if called ARI. Treatment includes feeding the child slowly with easy to digest food, usually especially food with lots of calories and proteins. The second one is giving clean water and treating infections. The fourth one is giving vitamins and minerals to your child. And the fourth one is teaching families about nutrition and hygiene. So I can talk about how the marasmus can be prevented, because it can be prevented by anyone who is the victim. So there is the prevention of marasmus to the victim of it. So the first one, you must make sure all children have enough food. The second one, teaching families about healthy eating. The third one is breastfeeding babies for at least 6 months. And the last one is giving vaccines and clean water to keep kids healthy. Thank you. This is my presentation about my research on marasmus as a disease, a deficiency disease caused by malnutrition. Thank you.
Leakage is a disease that affects human body's development, especially in children. It can cause the bones to be weak or soft. The main causes of leakage can be vitamin D deficient. Here, about vitamin D deficient, it helps the body absorb calcium and phosphate from the diet. Without enough vitamin D, bones can be mineralized properly. They can become soft, leading to deformities like bowed legs. About calcium deficient is even when without vitamin D, if a child doesn't get enough calcium, bones won't get developed properly. They can be caused by poor diet or digestive issues that limit calcium absorption. About phosphate deficient is when there is less common result about genetic disorders or kidney problems that can cause phosphate loss. The last cause is the genetic or inherited form. Some children inherit disorders affecting how vitamin D or phosphate is processed in the body. I'm going to talk about symptoms of food leakage. Symptoms are very many, but I'm going to explain. The first symptom is bowed legs. Legs becomes curved outward, and about knees touch and the ankles apart. Delayed growth, shoulder height for age, bone pain or tenderness, legs or pelvis or fear. It can be symbolized by soft scars, muscle weakness, dental problems, or irritability and fatigue. About prevention of leakage, which is the last point I'm going to talk about, is adequate vitamin D intake through diet. Example: fortified milk, egg yolks, or oil fish. Another prevention is breastfeeding. Another is safe sunlight exposure, about 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight on skin, about face, arms, and legs, a few minutes per week. About another prevention is sufficient calcium intake, which includes calcium-rich food like dairy milk, cheese, or yogurt. Another one prevention is fortified foods. Example: plant-based milks or cereals. Thank you. That was my point. Bird leakage. See you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We much appreciate you as much as more the followers give. We give you much more credit. So today we have sessions which we are going to discuss about malnutrition diseases, the disease caused by malnutrition. Today I'm going to discuss about kwashiorkor. By the names of Jean Damour Nyongo. Kwashiorkor is a malnutritional disease caused primarily by protein deficient, especially in children who are belongs to 6 months up to 3 years and above. So today let's jump on the cause of kwashiorkor. The first cause is insufficient protein intake. When you take those protein which are not enough, it will affect you to get the disease that disease of kwashiorkor, especially for children. The other cause is poor diet. The next is famine or food shortage. The other is food poverty and poor access to nutritious food. The fifth is infection or illness that affect nutrient absorption. The other is lack of education for about balanced diet. So let's move on the symptoms of kwashiorkor, the things which characterize someone with kwashiorkor disease. The first is big belly. Big belly, you know, when someone, especially most of the time for children who have big belly, will be one of the characteristics of kwashiorkor. Other characteristic or symptoms is fatigue and irritability, being angry and quiet most of the times for the children. The other is swelling or edema, especially on leg and feet of different peoples who have been affected by kwashiorkor. Edema or swelling, it's like the tumor that come to your feet or legs. The other symptoms is thinning hair and hair decoloration. Hair decoloration will characterize that someone have kwashiorkor disease. The other symptoms is skin change. Skin change, dark, scarlet patch or peeling. The other symptoms is delayed growth and development, where children with kwashiorkor his growth level will move slowly by slowly. The other symptoms is weak immune system, frequent infection. Weak immune system to mean that children with kwashiorkor to get ill will be very easily. So let's move first on the prevention of kwashiorkor. There is several different ways that we can use to prevent kwashiorkor. Most of them are to ensure a balanced diet with adequate proteins like meat, eggs, dairy, legumes, nuts, and more others. So we can also promote breastfeeding for the first 6 months up to 2 years for those children and above. which will help to fight for those kind of diseases which caused by malnutrition, especially kwashiorkor. So the other prevention way is educate communities on proper child nutrition. So to educate people in our community, in our society, how to feed our children, so that to maintain them healthy, so to give them enough nutrients that are needed, so that to fight for kwashiorkor. The other way of prevention of kwashiorkor is to address poverty and food scarcity and food security. Sorry, food security will be very good to fight for kwashiorkor. The next prevention way you can use is to treat infection early. To treat infection early, when someone is showing the symptoms of kwashiorkor, it will be better to get infection early, so that to prevent those malnutrition diseases.
Hi guys, my name is Steven Chimimuchiza and I'm a group member of this group, and we're talking about malnutrition deficient diseases, or diseases caused by lack of nutrients in our body. So there is also another diseases caused by high level of nutrients in our body. That is when we eat food and our body uses less nutrients than what we have uptaken. They are also have risks in our life. So such diseases are like obesity. Obesity is a medical condition characterized by excessive accumulation of fats in our body. That's when we eat food with high level of fat and they are not used by our body and become excessive. It is what we call obesity. So there is causes of obesity. That's poor diet. Poor diet, it means we as people, we eat poor foods that are processed in industries, sugars, we all like sugars, and calories. When those foods are taken in our bodies, they increase the level of fat, and there is also low level of consumption of fruit and vegetables. Another cause of obesity is lack of physical exercises, or we always like to walk in streets and others are lazy for walking with our feet. So we like to have a bus and other vehicles to travel. So they are not good for our life. Another cause of obesity is medication. We know all of us have illness. So when you go to the hospital and get some pills, some of these pills can increase the level of obesity. Another is genetics, where some genetics from our parents can have genetics that have obesity. So have two symptoms of obesity. First of all, there is fatigue or energy, low energy. When someone has low energy and sometimes they are low, weak, they are all of those people with obesity have such symptoms. And there is other also shortness of breath, and there is high level of high weight, body weight, and excessive sweating, physiological conditions like depression. People with obesity sometimes there lack of confidence, and there is also some risks of obesity. When you have obesity, there is some body risk, health, like diabetes. You can have type 2 diabetes, heart diseases, certain cancers like breast, colon, and fatty liver diseases. All of those are diseases caused by having obesity. And we are going also on prevention. How can we prevent obesity? As we have seen before, we have seen that obesity is caused mainly by eating sugar, and other processed foods. So to reduce high risk of obesity, we have to eat foods that are natural, not processed, and other limit sugars and focused on unprocessed. Another prevention of obesity, as I have said, is physical exercises. While working through our jobs, to schools, and where we go, if it's possible, we have to walk by our own legs without having taxis and motors, so that our body can use such fats in our body. So, how to identify obesity? It is defined by using what we call body mass index, BMI. This body mass index is measured by taking your weight in kilogram over height, your height in meters squared. Take your weight divided by the square of your height in meters, and here you get your BMI. So what does the result of BMI mean? When you are below 18.5, it means you are underweight. You need to take food that is nutrition. And when between 18.5 and 24.9, it is normal weight. If you measure BMI and you get that you are in this age, know that you are in normal weight. And between 25 and 30, you are overweight. That does not mean you are obese. And if it is 30 and above, it is obesity. Here you will know that you are obese person, and you have to prevent by use or to treat using such measures I have mentioned before. So thank you.